Hey, today we're talking about sugar addiction, and we're going to be talking about how to stop it, how to form new habits so you stop being a sugar fiend. Sugar can seem like cocaine. There's studies out there that basically show that sugar can be highly addicting. And so, how do we make sense of a sugar addiction? We're going to be looking at one of the people I used to work with in the past, Andrea. There's a couple concepts we're going to be talking about: habits and eating enough food and self-care. So, just to recap habits, and then we'll fit it into Andrea's story. Habits: a cue, routine, a reward. Okay? What we want to do is keep the cue and the reward the same, substitute the routine. Andrea, her situation was like, she didn't really have a problem with, she did have a problem with sugar, but she wasn't like a, sometimes when we hear this word addict, you think it's like they're on the streets or something. They can't hold a job. She's an addict. No. She didn't, in some ways, she didn't have a problem. She, loving family, 2 kids, good job, friends, you name it. Pretty good life. But peel that back, and there's something really wrong, and she knows it. This empty feeling, this emptiness, and this compulsion and this frustration with sugar, this unstoppable, robotic, automatic habit for sugar. And I'm talking there's sugar everywhere. Like, it is this, like, she's injecting herself with sugar. Not literally, but just like sugar in her car, sugar at her desk, sugar like by her bedside, sugar in her little coat pockets, sugar in her pockets, little candies, little sweeteners, gums, little Hershey's Kisses, sugar everywhere. It's like everywhere. It's like, this is the frustrating part. It's like every half hour, every hour, and she can't stop it. Every once in a while, she just hates herself so much. So much. And so, that's the problem. It's not this addict like you're a weird person. It's not this addict like you're a socially undesirable person, but there's this addict in the sense that something is deeply wrong. Something is fundamentally, not human, really. Something's just not human. It's not human to do this with sugar. It's just, it's horrible. And so we first start to get clear on Andrea's habits. So we become aware of her routine. And in particular, we start right away with food. I see this so many times with binge eating, emotional eating, this sugar addiction stuff. You're not eating enough. I cannot say this again and again and again. I cannot say this enough times. You're not eating enough. Now, this can bring up a lot of skepticism. When people first hear about the amount of good fats and good proteins and unprocessed foods I want them to eat, they can get very skeptical. Like, I know Andrea, she was like, okay, I'll try it, but I'm not sure. Because you're telling me to eat, like, way more food than I'm used to. Because what Andrea's doing is, when we took an inventory of what she was eating, it was like a bagel here and there, bowl of cereal, muffin, maybe like some juice packs. What was it? It's been a while ago since I worked with her, but it was simple carbohydrates. She sometimes skipped meals. She just didn't really, didn't have time for food. Then comes, and she's snacking all day, she's not eating. She's eating crap. And then dinner comes around, and dinner was actually a pretty good meal, but she'd keep on eating after dinner. And so, the baseline of this is getting aware of your routine, understanding the reward that sugar or emotional eating or binge eating is giving you. And in Andrea's case, it was very clear. When we really started peeling back the layers, she had this. First of all, she was stressed as hell. But another thing, she was always like, in her belly, she was always not satisfied. You know, if we said, how happy is your belly? My belly's not happy. You know, is your belly ever happy? No, it's never happy. What happens when you eat sugar? Is your belly happy for 5 minutes? Yeah, I kind of forget about my belly. I'm like tasting my mouth for a little bit. That's a huge reward. Noticing that you have this discontent, the color gray comes to mind for me. This grayness in your belly. You're not starving. Maybe you are starving. I don't know. But for Andrea, she wasn't starving. It was kind of like, it was like unpleasant. And then when she eats sugar, the unpleasant feeling goes away temporarily. This is a huge reward. Do you see? She's not eating enough. When she eats, she's not eating nutrients. She fills up on like a muffin, and then like there's a difference between eating, like imagine like, there's a big difference in the way your belly feels when you have a nutrient-dense meal, like a whole wheat bagel, cream cheese, smoked salmon, a little bit of onions on there, you know, like some water to dash it down. That feeling in your belly is way different than like 2 bagels with cream cheese. Calorically, they might be the same. Nutritionally, they're a world apart. And so we started getting Andrea to fill up on nutrients. And she was skeptical at first. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It was like, let's try this for a week. I mean, let's try it for a week. If the diets you have tried, the willpower thing doesn't work, let's try eating healthy food, right? Let's try eating some food. Let's see how you feel. What about that? A week goes by. I think it was like pretty close to a week, 10 days or whatever. She feels, like so good. That's what I see a lot. When you're under eating and you start to finally get the food that your body needs, it is like stepping, I'm imagining like an astronaut suit. Imagine like you're living life in a clumsy, hot asteroid suit, and you finally get out and you're standing in the wind, and it's like, feels so good. And so this really helped. This really helped. Really helped. The cravings for sugar went way down, but they didn't go away entirely. They didn't go away entirely. I'm going to be honest with you. They did not go away entirely. First, we became aware of her routine, the sugar, the lack of eating. This is huge, by the way. Like this thing of taking inventory, really being clear on the benefits that this binge eating, emotional eating, sugar thing is giving you. That's really tough work. It's really tough. It takes a few sessions. And then the other thing is switching out and really committing to a week, 10 days, 6 weeks of I'm gonna have 3 big meals that's gonna fill me up. I'm gonna take the time to meal prep and get all these ingredients and find a way to make it happen. And it's got to make you feel good, by the way. You know, this is some willpower stuff. I mean, not willpower in the sense that you're going to be depleted. You're not going to be depleted because you're full. But it takes a little bit of stuff to get rid of it, to really commit to this, rather, to get the ball rolling and to not skip meals and to recover when you do skip meals. It's not the end of the world when you do skip meals. But so then what we did was we finally said, okay, we're feeling better. The sugar cravings are decreasing, but they're not gone. We're going to do 2 things. One, we are going to come up with a list of ways you can decrease stress. And I want you to sleep more. She started sleeping more. That was like huge. She didn't have enough alone time for herself. But she really started realizing, like, holy shit. There's something I'm forgetting. Yes, this was it. one day she got super upset at at her boss or a situation at work, and she basically all of a sudden found herself eating sugar. And then she was just so upset. And like the next day she was thinking about it and she's like, why did I get so upset? And we started talking about sleep. And she just wasn't sleeping enough. And so she was getting like 6 hours a night or something. And her problem was she'd stay up late, or put the kids to bed, stay up late watching Netflix, and kind of just, just wasn't taking care of herself in that way. She was watching too much shit at night, not getting enough sleep. And so when, she finally committed to going to bed earlier and getting some more sleep. And then noticing, oh, that really helps with the sugar cravings as well. And then just talking about the relationship of stress and sugar cravings. Like once we identify clearly in our bodies, not in our head, but in our heart, oh my God, I crave sugar when I'm stressed. When you make that link in your heart, it becomes a hell of a lot easier to take care of yourself, to reduce stress, to get sleep, so that you avoid the sugar. So that was like on one side. That was one of the two things. The other thing was not getting rid of, but being fully honest, taking another inventory. Where's all the sugar? Where are you hiding it? Let's be honest. You're eating it in secret. You're eating it in your car. You have some in your purse. Yada 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 yada. Get all of it. Get all of it, because if it's there and you can see it, we're gonna be cued. Remember those cues, the habits? We're gonna be cued to automatically eat it. And so now she takes all the sugar and she has it at home. We ask her to put it in the drawer. She had like a compartment in her pantry or something. I don't quite remember. It was something she could like put it in. And so what we want to do is avoid the deprivation. This is not a diet. I'm not telling you to not eat sugar. Remember that. I'm not telling you to not eat sugar. I'm telling you to eat some good stuff first. If you want some sugar after you fill up, great. Have some. So we have her take all the candy and stuff and put it away. And that way, she's not being triggered all the time by it. She's not reminded of it. And so that's huge. She can still have it if she wants it. Don't get me wrong, right? It's there. It's at home. She can go into the pantry and get it if she wants it. But by the time she's filled up on food, she's better slept, she's taking a little bit of breaks at work, like just clearing her mind, checking in with her body, why she goes to the bathroom. A little bit embarrassing. It's like, and then she's able to catch this urge for sugar at home. It's like, oh, I really want sugar now, but it's in the pantry. Do I really need to go get it? Like, do I really need sugar right now? What do I need instead? Am I going to be okay without sugar? If I do want sugar, I can have it, but I don't even want sugar. And what we said was, hey, have like a Cliff Bar. Cliff Bar. Have you seen those Cliff Bars? They got a lot of sugar in them, but they also got some protein. They also got some nutrients in there. Have a Cliff Bar, or 2 Cliff Bars, or 3 Cliff Bars even. Have a Cliff Bar. You'll still get that chocolatey, sugary craving, but it's actually going to sit in your stomach. It's actually going to fill you up. So we gave her a little replacement, a little substitute. And then that was like the missing link. It was like, oh, I can have a Cliff Bar. And it all fell into place. So the hardest part was getting honest about this is always the hardest part. Usually it's the hardest part. Hardest part is getting honest about the benefits of sugar, your current eating habits, how you feel, and admitting to yourself you need to take better care of yourself, and that it's okay to take better care of yourself. It's okay to get more sleep. And so Andrea, a few weeks go by, I think some time goes by, but just the sugar cravings weren't there. And when she did, it's not like she was perfect, but when she did have the sugar, she was able to clearly see, and this is what most people miss. It's the frustration. They can't stop, but they don't know why they can't stop. They feel pushed to do it, but they don't understand why. They're out of control. And now she's realizing she has control. If she skips a meal, if she lets her stress build up to such a degree, if she's not well slept, these things are like warning signs. Sugar, 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 you're about to go on a sugar craving spree. And so she's able to pinpoint after she eats sugar, like, oh, duh, I just didn't sleep enough. Duh, it's okay. I don't need to beat myself up. I don't need to feel like I'm an addict. And so this feeling of addiction, this feeling of not being a human, that went away. And that's what we want. And she did lose some weight, but that's not the whole point. I'm not even, the whole point is to feel like a human again, to eat normal food, to feel good, have your belly feel good, to have just be normal with your body instead of your arm automatically reaching out for candies and putting them in your mouth. So that is my little post on sugar. Let me know your thoughts. And namaste. Have a good day. Peace.